Oh wow, would you look at this? Just a few days ago, the Washington Post published this article here stating abortion rights groups only recently shifted their rhetoric, moving away from a discussion of giving women the what? The choice, to a full embrace. Just visualize that. The full embrace of the word abortion. The president of Planned Parenthood said the group would now use a term like what? Like pro-abortion. A drastic change from the group's rhetoric even a few years ago. So if you have been paying attention over the last 5 to 10 years, especially, the people who support abortion have become more and more extreme and radical. They are openly pushing for completely unrestricted abortion all the way till birth. And even if the little girl or little boy is born alive, they still want to kill the child. And now they are publicly throwing away their favorite misleading euphemisms. They are taking the mask off and abandoning the deceptive language that they have used for decades, and now coming out fully declaring that they are pro-abortion. And this is a huge problem, a huge embarrassment for the Seventh-day Adventist Church, my church, because we have been told repeatedly by church leaders that the church is pro-choice, not pro-abortion. Over and over and over again, church leaders and teachers and evangelists, they get all upset and angry and act all offended if you label them as pro-abortion. They say, no, I'm not pro-abortion, I'm pro-choice. But now the abortion advocates themselves are openly throwing away the euphemism and declaring that to be pro-choice is in fact to be pro-abortion. Now, to anyone familiar with the history of abortion propaganda over the last 50 plus years, this will come as no surprise. Everybody knows this, but Seventh-day Adventists, especially in North America and the GC, are very quick and keen to tell us that, oh, there is a real difference. We have been told repeatedly, without any evidence of course, that to be pro-choice is not at all supporting abortion, but now the abortion industry, these people themselves are openly admitting that that is exactly what it is. This is because there is no neutrality. There is no neutral ground between life and death. The children will die or the children will live. There is no middle ground between life and death. The government has the right and duty to legislate the Sixth Commandment, or it does not. There is no middle ground. But Adventist leadership have tried desperately to create the illusion that such a middle ground does exist. Ask them for evidence, and of course we get nothing. Ask them again and again and again like I do, and they get angry and upset and try to play the victim card. Andrew keeps asking us for Bible verses. He's trying to harm the work of the Lord, while they literally justify violently harming children. Okay. And to make it worse, it's not enough for them to be guilty. No, they want to also involve God. We have been told for decades that we must be pro-choice because God is pro-choice. We Adventists have been openly, publicly practicing blasphemy by claiming that our support for the legalized torture and violent killing of little boys and girls is because this is who God is. We are simply reflecting the very character of God himself. By our own words, by our own definitions, by our own testimony and our own witness, God has enshrined the killing of children as a sacred religious freedom that must not be interfered with by the law or government. Ask Adventists how or why moving a few inches down the birth canal somehow completely reverses this ideology. They have yet to find an answer. It is very sad that the president of Planned Parenthood and the most zealous abortion advocates are now telling more truth and are more honest than God's church. However, at the same time, I'm really excited to see these developments. I'm glad that this is happening because as the positions of both sides become clearer and clearer, the Adventist Church will sooner or later, hopefully sooner, be forced to decide between life or death, between the scriptures or the world. The Adventist Church has tried desperately for decades to create the illusion of neutrality, but as both sides become clearer and further apart, the church will be left in the middle in no man's land, and they will have to make a decision. The time is running out. The writing is on the wall. The church will be forced to decide, will we serve God or will we serve Baal? Be sure to stay tuned because this issue is likely to really heat up over the next few months to the next year or so. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.